Hey everyone, Xander from NWR here. Thanks for checking out my video. Today I wanted to showcase my first level that I have created for Super Mario Maker 2, which is based off of Super Mario Odyssey. I have been working on a few different levels that are all kingdom themed, as you can see right here. I've got the Sand Kingdom, I've got Cascade, I've got Cap Kingdom, and I'm currently working on the Wooded Kingdom as well. So stay tuned for that if you are interested. I know these have 0 likes right now. I had to take them all down, which was very sad, but there was an exploit in all of them, so I had to redo that, which was a bit of a bummer. But thankfully, now that I'm all up to speed, I can showcase the Cap Kingdom, which is going to be the focus of today's video. You've landed in a dapper yet spooky land. Make your way to Top Hat Tower. So I'm going to go ahead and play through it, and then I'm also going to go back through and I'm going to showcase each element of the level that is a reference to the original game, and I'll even throw up some gameplay to kind of have a comparison next to each other, so that way you can see exactly what I'm talking about, because I might not be the best at explaining things, but I'll give it my best shot. So I'll also have the course ID up. I think the game's going to show it as well, so in case you're interested in playing it yourself, that will be available. So yeah, this is I guess version 2 of Bonneton. I'll explain why later on once I get to it, but for the time being, this is just the level. All right, so we got this, some tricky platforming, and now some solid ground, some coins. We've got some enemies down here. And then I love the slopes. Great new addition to the game. Power-ups, you need those. Can't stock them though. Alright, we are now in Top Hat Tower. Now I gotta climb it. And if you've played Super Mario Odyssey or you've watched it, you probably know what that was. Or at least what it's a reference to. Ooh, okay, I'll go ahead and grab this. And over here, this is where my original error was, but I'll talk about that. Oh, so close. I'll talk about that when I go back through the level again. Alrighty. Here we go. Nope, not quite enough. Alright. There we go. I love the Goombas swimming. It's so silly. Alrighty, we are at the top now. And now we are outside. We're on the brim of the hat here. You can kind of tell. And then at the top of Top Hat Tower, you have to fight Topper. It's a lot of tops. Which I'm using Boom Boom to be my topper. Oh. There we go. And the course condition is to beat him, so... And if you've played Mario Odyssey, you know after you beat Topper, you can travel down the phone wire and go find the Odyssey. And that is Bonneton, the Cap Kingdom. I'm going to go ahead and go through the level again and showcase all of the little elements that I kind of glossed over that you may have missed or you may have just glimpsed at. Can I leave a comment on my own video? Is that a thing? Alright, so here at the beginning, we have these cloud platforms, and I wanted this to be like the mist that you see at in the very beginning when Mario first lands. And originally I had them just placed like these stationary blocks over here, but it didn't really read to me like it was the mist, even though I had kind of drawn it out to be the shape of it. I wanted it to have some kind of movement. And ideally they would have a pattern of movement that kind of replicates the mist. Those first 4 over there do, but then down here it just kind of, it just kind of gets randomized, which I don't think is something I can control. I think it's just based on where Mario's at when the level starts. And then these new twister enemies kind of add to the effect a little bit. Obviously the mist doesn't really push you upwards by any means, but these tall towers over here have some spikes on it, so it kind of gives it a little bit more danger to this beginning of the platforming. like that. Oh my goodness. I don't think that's ever happened to me. But I say that because I'm the one who made the level. And then speaking of, these towers over here kind of look like the towers that you see in the background of the Cap Kingdom. There are these like large skyscrapers that are all made out of different types of hats, and they're all kind of wibbly wobbly. But I wanted to have that elements, that way it would kind of add to the hat-shaped theme of the whole level. And then afterwards you get here to the solid ground, thankfully, and there's no more spikes. And this is like that original bridge where Mario first meets Cappy. Like, here's the big hat gate that he meets him underneath, and that little cute cutscene plays. And then I had a little bit of the mist over here just to kind of transition to it. These two boos that are closing in on me, they're supposed to be the residents of the Cap Kingdom. They're called Bonneters. And the more male of the Bonneters has like a very pointy top hat with a large brim, whereas the more female of them have like these rounded hats. And so I couldn't really come up with anything for a top hat, so I went with the more rounded approach by using a Buzzy Beetle on top of a boo. And I think it reads decently, as long as you know what it is. I think it works. And then this is like their little village. You know, they have like those little top hat airships that are all themed around hats, because that's the whole thing of the kingdom, and those two were stacked on top of each other. And I thought that it surprisingly transitioned well. You know, they are black, these are more of a blue, but I was able to kind of capture that look of them. If you climb up here, some more of these towers, but they don't have spikes, and you get kind of exploring. You can find one up here, up in the sky. Of course, without its mast, I'm pretty sure it'll fall to its death, which is a bit of a bummer, but that's okay. Hopefully no one was inside of it. And yeah, here's some others. And then I think the only real Mario enemy that shows up in the Cap Kingdom are Paragoombas, and they all have hats on as well. But I didn't put the Buzzy Beetles because I think the Buzzy Beetles made them stay stationary. I can't remember. And then over here, this is the big glasses bridge that leads into Top Hat Tower. I couldn't put see these little guardrails over here on the left by the Boo and the Goomba. I couldn't put those on the slopes. They don't let you do that. But I wanted it to still look like it was the bridge, so I used the different railings to kind of capture that bridge look. And underneath of it, we've got two of the big Paragoombas as well that you also see in the game. They're flying in circles as well. But I couldn't put any top hats on them because it doesn't let you stack enemies when they're on rails, which is a bit of a bummer. And so then we get closer to Top Hat Tower, and if you remember in the game, there are a few flowers that you can spin your hat on to get a mushroom. Not a mushroom, a heart. And if you get adventurous, you can climb up here, and you're on top of the Top Hat Tower. Those coins are kind of the moon. And I'm someone who really likes exploring in levels, even in 2D ones. So this would normally be like a bottomless pit for most levels, but I like to hide things for people who are feeling kind of adventurous. And if it's someone who just accidentally falls down there, well, consider themselves lucky. Happy accident. Yeah, I really like to hide things and reward people for exploring. Like even over here, if you were to climb on top of these towers, you can find a little 10 coin. And a mushroom, 1-up of 10 coin, it all means nothing, but it's also just like, oh wow, that person thought of something to put there. Speaking of, this is Top Hat Tower in the inside, and there's another secret over here. If you played the original game, you know that there is I think it's the purple coins I think are hiding on top of the opening platform. I just use a 1-up. And then this area was originally the area that caused a few issues for people who had played the original version of this level. So obviously this is supposed to be the frog, and then the initial jump on it kind of captures that weird cutscene aesthetic that plays when Mario first captures the frog. And I used this little flash effect for the actual capturing. Every time Cappy gets thrown onto something and Mario captures him, it's a little swing, they get captured, which is kind of cool. I can't remember, is there a mushroom in here? Oh my goodness, lots of frogs. Okay. It's kind of hard to talk and play at the same time. I've never really had to do that. Let's see. Go ahead and get this 10 coin again. Alrighty, we are almost at the top. There we go. And then there are some mini Goombas in Mario Odyssey, inside the tower. I just went ahead and used those guys. I think the only mini Goombas that are in Mario 3 are the ones that are like attached to the big Goomba with a tail, but I didn't really want to use that. And then up here, this is a pretty faithful recreation of the very top, inside of Top Hat Tower. There are these 3 crates that I can't really break in Mario 3. If I included the tail power-up, I probably could, the Tanuki Leaf. But I just kind of left those there to kind of serve the aesthetic. And then there's a treasure chest that has the 3 extra HP for Mario, but I just put a mushroom in here. And then the one thing I added that is new, that wasn't in the original game, is if you jump over here and you kind of follow those coins, you land on a hidden little platform. And if you go inside of it, you find another little door. And then at the top of that, I have included Cappy, made out of white blocks and ice for his hair. But it kind of looks like the right color scheme. He's got little red eyes, like a very white hat, little blue hair, and then like some spiky ghostly body. And then of course, who doesn't like some coin text? And then we just kind of keep falling. And that is pretty much the inside of Top Hat Tower. And the last part of the level is on the very top of the brim, which I know there's the other one that I used in the thumbnail. But this is where the boss fight happens. I wanted to have another version. Oh, he came fast. Hello. Holy cow, he's really fast. Ah! Boom, boom. Okay, I will deal with him in a second. So yeah, the top of the Top Hat Tower is where you find the first brutal topper. He's like the green gang leader. I originally had a bunch of springs here that you could jump on and fight Boom Boom with, and they would kind of replicate the green hats that Topper throws at you in the original fight, but it got a little too chaotic, so I decided to not do that. And this guy is about to go down. Oh, he's fast. Ah. I guess I should have put like a rail or something, but yeah, so that's supposed to be Topper. He's made out of pixel art. I think it kind of looks like him, as long as you can know what's going on. You understand that this is the Cap Kingdom. And then again, after you beat him, this random, what is that, a power line appears. And I put some sparks to kind of indicate that. And then you ride the power line, and you head to the Cascade Kingdom to go get the Odyssey, which is what I put here. And I know the Odyssey doesn't actually show up in the Cap Kingdom until later on, but I figured, you know what? I wanted to make it. It looked kind of cool. It stood out. And again, that's the Bonneton. That's the Cap Kingdom. I hope you really enjoyed that. I, again, have a few other levels like that based on the Cascade Kingdom as well as the Sand Kingdom. And I will be making videos for those as well later on, so stay tuned for those. And if you're interested in other Nintendo content, we've got a ton of it at NintendoWorldReport.com. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to hear from you soon. And I guess I don't have to hear from you, but I'll catch you later. Bye.
This video was made possible by our generous supporters on Patreon. Check out patreon.com/NWR for all the details.